All right, so we're diving into Rich Dad, Poor
Oh,
Dad.
yeah, this way.
This book, I mean, it's been a bestseller for years.
It really has.
And it seems like everybody's either read it or at least heard about it.
Heard about it for sure. Yeah.
And, we're looking to build wealth, but maybe that whole traditional go to college, get a good job, that advice hasn't quite clicked for everybody.
Yeah.
So we're going to unpack the key takeaways, right, from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the stuff that you can actually put into action,
Right.
not just a boring summary.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's interesting about this book is, Kiyosaki's not just telling you to save a few bucks here and there.
Right.
He's talking about a whole mindset shift, almost a new language for thinking about money.
It really is. It's like almost learning a new language,
Yeah.
how to think about money.
It's like learning a secret code to crack the system, right?
Yeah.
But before we even get into all of that, what is the deal with this whole Rich Dad, Poor Dad thing? It sounds like, I don't know, a soap opera or something.
Right. It sounds, it's funny because when you read the book, the way he describes it, it does kind of have that, almost like a novelistic.
Yeah.
But he does a good job of explaining that these are two figures, the rich dad, who's like this savvy entrepreneur, and the poor dad, which represents the, more traditional or job-focused mindset.
Okay.
And he's using that to illustrate contrasting views on money.
Okay.
And the biggest thing is the rich dad mindset is about acquiring assets.
Right.
The poor dad mindset is often getting stuck in the cycle of, just working for a paycheck, accumulating liabilities.
Okay, so that brings us to one of the book's most famous concepts, right?
Yeah.
Assets versus liabilities.
Yes.
He hammers this home. I mean, and for good reason.
Yeah.
This is the foundation of his whole philosophy.
It's financial literacy 101.
Right.
And it's so important. And, assets, those are things that put money in your pocket. Right. Like a business that generates income.
Mm-hmm.
Stocks that pay dividends. Liabilities, on the other hand, they take money out.
Right.
Right. Car payments, credit card debt, even that, fancy new gadget you just had to have.
It's so easy, I think, to fall into the trap of thinking oh, I have a nice car, I must be doing well.
Right.
But Kiyosaki would be like, hold on, is that car an asset making you money, or is it a liability, draining your resources?
That's such a good point, because he even goes further with it.
Yeah.
And challenges the idea that your home is necessarily an asset.
Yeah.
And this is where things get a little controversial.
Yeah. I remember reading that being like, wait, isn't home ownership like the American dream?
Yeah.
He's turning that whole idea on its head.
He is. He's basically saying, unless you're renting out a part of your home or, all of it, it's really a liability.
Right.
Because you're constantly pouring money into it, mortgage payments, property taxes, repairs.
Yeah, upkeep, all that stuff.
All that. Yeah.
So it's not that owning a home is bad.
Right.
But he's making us question whether it should be our primary, financial goal.
Yeah.
Maybe there are smarter ways to use that money to build, real wealth.
Yeah, exactly.
And this ties into his whole rat race concept, right?
Absolutely. The rat race is that, cycle we find ourselves in.
Mm-hmm.
We're working for a paycheck, we're paying bills, we're maybe getting a raise, but we're ultimately never really getting ahead financially.
It's like running on a treadmill. You're working hard, but going nowhere.
And the rich dad mindset is about breaking free from that. It's about shifting your focus from earning money to acquiring assets.
Right.
That generate income, that put money in your pocket even while you sleep. One of the things he says is, rich people don't work for money. They made your money work for them.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a real mind shift to kind of think about it that way.
So it's not about winning the lottery or getting lucky. It's about building a system.
Yeah.
Where your money is constantly working to create more money.
Yeah.
That's where things like real estate investing, building businesses, even things like dividend-paying stocks come in.
Exactly. Yeah. He talks about building a portfolio.
Yeah.
Right, of income-producing assets. And what's interesting is he doesn't just stick to, traditional investments. He also explores, less conventional options, like owning vending machines or even, creating and selling online courses.
That vending machine thing, okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I never thought of that as, an asset.
Right. But it can be, if you think about it, right?
Okay, so it sounds like this rich dad mindset is about looking for opportunities kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just following that traditional, path.
Yeah. And that ties into another key point he makes, which is financial education.
Yes.
It's not just about knowing what an asset is. It's about understanding like how money works, how to analyze investments,
Mm.
how to make informed decisions. It's
Right.
like learning a new language, the language of wealth.
So he's saying don't just blindly follow advice or rely on someone else to manage your money.
Exactly.
Take ownership of your financial education.
Yeah.
Become like fluent
Become fluent, yeah.
in the language of money.
Yeah.
And then you can start making these like smart decisions
Right.
that build real wealth.
Yeah, absolutely. And he challenges us to think beyond traditional education.
Okay.
He says schools, don't equip us
Right.
with the practical skills and knowledge that we need
Right.
to really succeed financially
Yeah.
out in the real world.
So it's not just about going to college and getting a degree.
Right.
It's about constantly learning.
Yes.
Whether it's through books or courses or mentors, even real-world experience.
Experience, yep.
Okay, so we've got the rich dad versus poor dad mindsets,
Yeah.
importance of assets over liabilities,
Yeah.
need for constant financial education. But he doesn't shy away from some topics that can be a bit intimidating,
Right.
like corporations and taxes.
Yeah.
I remember getting to those chapters and being a little, like, overwhelmed.
I feel you. I hear you.
Yeah, like,
Those can be definitely complex topics.
yeah.
But the way he breaks them down is it's surprisingly accessible.
Okay.
And his whole point is that these are powerful tools that can be used to your advantage,
Right.
not things to be feared.
So it's not about doing anything illegal or unethical.
Right.
It's about understanding the rules of the game and using them strategically.
Exactly.
Oh.
He advocates for, legal tax minimization,
Right.
not evasion. And he encourages readers to, explore the benefits of incorporating, even if they're not running, like a huge company.
So it's about thinking outside the box, looking for legal ways to, reduce your tax burden, maybe protect your assets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he also stresses the importance of seeking, professional advice.
Right.
This is where it's crucial to talk to experts.
Yeah.
Right. Like tax advisors, attorneys, to make sure you're making informed decisions.
Right, because the last thing you want to do is get in trouble with the IRS.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's about empowering yourself with knowledge,
Right.
but also knowing when to seek guidance from the pros.
Exactly. Yeah. And this all ties back to his emphasis on taking control,
Yeah.
right, of your financial future.
Right.
Being proactive, educating yourself, and surrounding yourself with a team
Yeah.
who can help you navigate the sometimes complex world of finance.
He also has this interesting idea of using your job as a form of education,
Yes.
even if it's not your dream career, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. He encourages readers to view every job as an opportunity.
Yeah.
To learn valuable skills, whether it's sales, communication, negotiation, financial management. These are all things, regardless of what path you choose, these are things that are going to benefit you.
So it's about having a growth mindset.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Even if you're not in like your ideal role,
Yeah.
extract every bit of knowledge, experience you can, because you can apply those skills to, future ventures, maybe starting your own business down the line.
That's the key. It's about constantly investing in yourself
Yeah.
and your future.
Okay, so we've covered some pretty big ideas, right?
Yeah.
Contrasting mindsets, importance of assets,
Yep.
the power of financial education.
Yep.
But Rich Dad, Poor Dad also has like some specific advice, right? On how to actually put these principles into action.
Yeah, and there's so many good examples, but I think one thing that stood out to me is his suggestion to start with dividend-paying stocks.
Okay.
It's a relatively simple way to begin building like a passive income stream.
Break that down for us. What exactly are dividend-paying stocks?
Yeah, so basically these are stocks of companies that share a portion of their profits with their shareholders.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not just hoping that the stock price goes up. You're actually getting regular payments called dividends just for owning the stock.
So it's like getting paid just for being an owner.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what Kiyosaki recommends is reinvesting those dividends to buy more shares
Okay.
and creating a snowball effect over time.
So your money's literally making more money for you without you having to work extra hours.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's the power of compounding in action.
Right.
And he emphasizes that this is a strategy that anyone can start with,
Okay.
even if they have limited funds to invest.
That's encouraging because sometimes investing can feel, intimidating,
Yeah.
especially if you're new to it.
Right.
But starting small with something like dividend-paying stocks feels approachable.
Absolutely. And he stresses, investing shouldn't be about gambling or trying to get rich quick. It's about making informed decisions, building a diversified portfolio, and being patient.
He also talks a lot about the importance of controlling your spending and avoiding those unnecessary liabilities.
Right.
Like before you buy that new car or that fancy gadget,
Yeah.
ask yourself, is this really going to help me build wealth or is it just going to drain my resources?
It's a key principle. He challenges us to, delay gratification
Yeah.
and to focus on building a solid foundation
Yeah.
before indulging in luxuries.
Right.
It's about shifting your mindset
Right.
from I want it now to I'm building something bigger and better for the future.
So instead of constantly chasing after the next shiny object, you're being strategic.
Yeah.
With your money, investing in assets.
Yeah.
That'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
And that requires discipline
Yeah.
and a willingness to delay gratification, which
Right.
which can be tough,
It can.
but ultimately I think worth it.
Yeah. And that ties into another key point he makes, which is the importance of taking calculated risks.
Now, when I hear risks, I immediately think of something scary,
Yeah.
like gambling or losing all your money.
Right.
But he's not talking about reckless behavior, is he?
No, he's emphasizing that building wealth, it requires stepping outside your comfort zone
Yeah.
and embracing, calculated risks. But he stresses the importance of educating yourself,
Yeah.
doing your due diligence, understanding the potential downsides before making any investment.
So it's not about blindly jumping into something. It's
Oh.
about being informed,
Yeah.
assessing the risks and the rewards,
Yeah.
and then making a calculated decision based on, your own research
Absolutely, yeah.
and understanding.
And he encourages readers to start small,
Okay.
get their feet wet
Yeah.
with investments they understand,
Yeah.
and gradually build their confidence over time.
So it's about taking calculated risks, but also being responsible and knowing when to seek professional advice.
Exactly.
And it sounds like Rich Dad, Poor Dad is full of these practical tips.
Oh, it's full of them, yeah. But I think beyond the specific tactics, the most valuable thing is that it's the overall mindset shift that the book encourages.
Right.
It's about taking control of your finances, thinking differently about money,
Mm.
and realizing that you have the power to create your own financial future.
It's about realizing that you don't have to be stuck in the rat race.
Right.
That there are other paths
Yeah,
to building wealth and achieving, financial freedom.
absolutely.
And that's a pretty empowering message, no matter your background or your current financial situation.
It really is. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a call to action,
Yeah.
a challenge to step up and take control of your destiny.
All right. So we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We have?
We've explored the contrasting mindsets of, Rich Dad and Poor Dad,
Yeah.
delved into the importance of assets over liabilities,
Yep.
and uncovered some of those key strategies Kiyosaki advocates for, building wealth.
Yep.
But there's so much more to unpack, so many more insights and practical tips to explore.
There is. And I think what we should probably do next is delve a little deeper into some of these things we've talked about.
Yeah.
Like the power of corporations,
Okay.
how to use them to your advantage,
Okay.
and the importance of mastering your emotions when it comes to money.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is a big one, yeah. So stay tuned because next time we're going to delve deeper into the world of Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay.
We're going to explore some of those more nuanced concepts,
Cool.
and we'll also discuss, some of the criticisms that the book has faced,
Okay.
and how to apply Kiyosaki's teachings in a way that's, responsible and aligned with your own values.
So get ready to challenge those assumptions.
Yes.
Expand that financial knowledge.
Yep.
And discover those tools you need to break free from the rat race and create a life of financial abundance.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited for part 2.
Me too.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
See you then. Back for more Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I'm still buzzing from all those insights we uncovered in that first part.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how Kiyosaki can take these
Complex.
complex financial concepts and make them so relatable.
Yeah, he does. He has a knack for simplifying things without dumbing them down.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like he's rewiring your brain to see money and opportunities
Yeah.
in a whole new light.
Totally.
Speaking of opportunities,
Yeah, sure.
one thing that really stuck with me
Yeah.
was his emphasis on looking beyond the obvious.
Yeah.
You know, finding those
Hidden gems.
yeah, those hidden gems that
That's
others might miss.
that's a crucial part of the rich dad mindset.
Yeah,
Being able to spot potential where others see only problems or limitations.
yeah,
Kiyosaki talks about finding undervalued properties in overlooked neighborhoods,
yeah.
businesses that are ripe for a turnaround,
Okay.
even skill or knowledge gaps that you can fill to create value.
So it's like he's saying don't just follow the herd.
Right.
Think for yourself and be willing to explore uncharted territory.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that requires courage, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That willingness to step outside your comfort zone
Yeah.
and embrace, a certain level of risk.
Absolutely. And Kiyosaki emphasizes that calculated risk-taking
Right.
is essential for building wealth.
Yeah.
But he distinguishes between blind gambles and informed decisions.
Okay.
It's about doing your homework,
Right.
assessing the potential downsides,
Yeah.
and then taking action based on knowledge,
Right.
not
Oh.
just gut feeling.
He's not afraid to talk about failure either.
No, he's not.
He actually sees it as a valuable learning experience, like a necessary part of the journey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kiyosaki argues that the rich often learn more from their failures than their successes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's about having the resilience to bounce back,
Right.
analyze what went wrong, and apply those lessons to future ventures.
So it's not about avoiding failure at all costs.
Right.
It's about viewing it as an opportunity for growth.
Yes.
A chance to refine your strategies and become, a more savvy investor.
Exactly.
Sure.
And that's where mastering your emotions comes in.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Big one. Kiyosaki talks about the importance of controlling fear and greed,
Yes.
two emotions that can sabotage even the most well-thought-out plans.
I think we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
Letting fear paralyze us into inaction or
Right.
getting swept up in the hype and making impulsive decisions.
Yeah.
How does Kiyosaki suggest we overcome these emotional traps?
He emphasizes the importance of financial education,
Oh,
which goes beyond just understanding the numbers.
right.
It's about developing the emotional intelligence
Yeah, oh, okay.
to make rational decisions, even when the market is volatile
Yeah.
or when everyone around you seems to be losing their heads.
So it's about having the mental fortitude to stick to your plan, even when things get tough, and to avoid making decisions based on,
Fear.
fear or greed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's about cultivating a long-term perspective.
Okay.
Building wealth is a marathon,
Right.
not a sprint.
It is.
There will be ups and downs,
Yeah.
but if you stay focused on your goals and keep learning, you'll be able to navigate the inevitable challenges.
It's about having that rich dad mindset,
Yes.
being patient, disciplined, and always seeking knowledge.
Exactly.
Now, let's say someone's listening to this and they're fired up,
Yeah.
ready to put these principles into action.
Okay.
Where should they start?
I'd say the first step is to assess your current financial situation.
Okay.
Take a close look at your income, your expenses, your assets, your liabilities.
Yeah.
Create a personal balance sheet like we talked about earlier
Right.
to get a clear picture of where you stand.
It's like taking inventory before you start building a house.
Yes.
You need to know what materials you have,
Right.
what gaps need to be filled
Yeah,
before you can create a solid foundation.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's about setting some specific financial goals.
Okay.
What do you want to achieve? Do you want to build passive income streams, pay off debt, invest in real estate, start a business?
Yeah.
Having clear goals will give you direction and motivation.
It's like having a roadmap.
Yes.
You know where you want to go.
Amy,
So
fair
you
enough.
can start plotting the best route to get there.
And then it's about educating yourself.
Okay.
Read books,
Yeah.
attend seminars,
Yeah.
take online courses,
Right.
talk to financial advisors.
Yeah, yeah.
The more you learn,
Yeah.
the more confident you'll become in making sound financial decisions.
Kiyosaki also talks about the importance of finding mentors.
He does.
People who have already achieved the kind of financial success that you're aiming for.
He does. He emphasizes that having a mentor can accelerate your learning
Right.
and provide invaluable guidance.
Yeah.
It's about surrounding yourself with people who can support and inspire you, who can share their experiences
Yeah.
and help you avoid common pitfalls.
It's like having a coach in your corner.
Yes.
Someone who's been there, done that,
Yeah.
and can help you navigate the challenges along the way.
And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
Kiyosaki encourages readers to seek out knowledge from those who are more experienced,
Right.
to never stop learning and growing.
So it's about being proactive,
Yeah.
taking charge of your financial education, and
Yes.
surrounding yourself with a supportive network
Exactly.
of mentors and advisors.
Yep.
Now, one thing that really resonated with me
Yeah.
is that Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just about accumulating wealth
Right.
for wealth's sake.
It's not
You
either.
know,
Yeah.
Kiyosaki talks about using your money to create a life
Yes.
of freedom and purpose.
He emphasizes that financial freedom is about having choices,
Yeah,
about being able to pursue your passions
right.
and spend your time doing what you love.
It's not about retiring early and sitting on a beach somewhere. It's about having the resources to
Yeah.
live a fulfilling life on your own terms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that might look different for everyone.
Right.
For some, it might mean starting their own business.
Right.
For others, it might mean traveling the world
Yeah.
or simply having more time to spend with loved ones.
It's about aligning your financial goals with your personal values
Yeah.
and aspirations.
And I think that's a really powerful message.
Yeah,
Money is just a tool.
it is.
It's up to us to decide how we want to use it.
So it's not about being greedy or materialistic.
Right.
It's about using your financial resources
Yeah.
to create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling.
Exactly. And I think that's what resonates with so many people.
Right.
It's about taking control of your finances
Mm.
so that you can live a life of purpose and impact.
You know, it's
Yeah.
important to acknowledge that Rich Dad, Poor Dad has also received its fair share of criticism.
It has. Yeah.
It's not without its controversies.
No.
Some critics argue that
Yeah.
Kiyosaki oversimplifies
Yeah.
complex financial concepts.
Right?
Or that some of his advice is risky
Yeah.
or even misleading.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
For example, his suggestion to use debt to build wealth can be a dangerous strategy
Right.
if not done carefully and responsibly.
And there's been debate about the accuracy
Go
of
ahead.
some of the stories and anecdotes in the book.
Right.
Some people question whether they are entirely factual or embellished for dramatic effect.
Yeah, it's always wise to approach any personal finance advice with a healthy dose of skepticism
Right.
and to do your own research
Yeah.
before making any major financial decisions.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad should be seen as like,
A starting point
yeah, a starting point.
for your financial education,
Right.
not as a definitive guide.
Right. It's about taking what resonates with you,
Yeah.
what makes sense for your individual circumstances,
Yep.
and then seeking out like additional information and guidance from reputable sources.
And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach
Right.
to financial success.
Right. What works for one person may not work for another.
Exactly.
It's about finding what works best for you
Yeah.
and your unique situation.
So it's about being critical
Yeah.
and discerning, not just blindly following any one author or guru.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Despite the criticisms,
Yeah.
there's no denying that Rich Dad, Poor Dad has had a profound impact
It has.
on millions of readers worldwide.
Oh, it's been huge. It sparked conversations about financial education,
Yeah.
challenged conventional thinking about money,
Yeah.
and inspired countless individuals to take control of their financial destinies.
And that's something worth celebrating,
It is.
even if you don't agree with every single point
Yeah,
in the book.
absolutely. It's a book that makes you think differently about money
Yeah.
and about the possibilities that exist when you take charge of your finances.
And that's a powerful message, no matter your background or financial situation.
It is a reminder that financial freedom is attainable,
Yeah.
but it requires effort, education, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone.
And it's about more than just money.
Right.
It's about creating a life
Yes.
of purpose, meaning, and impact.
And that's a goal worth striving for.
It is.
Now, I know we're getting close to the end of our deep dive,
Yeah.
but there's one more crucial aspect of Rich Dad, Poor Dad
Okay.
that I think deserves some attention.
All right.
It's Kiyosaki's emphasis on the importance of mindset.
Yes, he talks a lot about the difference
He does.
between the rich dad mindset and the poor dad mindset,
Right.
and how our beliefs about money can either hold us back or propel us forward.
He argues that many people are programmed with a scarcity mindset,
Okay.
believing that there's only so much wealth to go around
Right.
and that they have to fight for their share.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It is.
If you believe you'll never be wealthy,
Yeah.
you're less likely to take the actions necessary to achieve financial abundance.
Exactly. But Kiyosaki encourages readers to adopt an abundance mindset.
Okay.
believing that there are unlimited opportunities to create wealth
Yeah.
and that anyone can achieve financial success with the right knowledge and effort.
It's about shifting your perspective from "I can't afford it"
Right.
to "How can I make this happen?"
He talks about the importance of focusing on what you want to achieve
Yeah.
rather than dwelling on your current limitations.
It's about having a vision
Yes.
for your future
Yeah.
and believing that it's possible.
He also stresses the importance of taking responsibility for your financial well-being.
Okay.
Don't blame the economy or your job
Right.
or your upbringing for your financial situation.
Right.
Instead, focus on what you can control,
Right.
your choices, your actions, your mindset.
It's about empowering yourself
Yes.
to create the financial future that you desire.
And this ties into his belief that financial literacy is not just about numbers and strategies.
Right.
It's about developing a healthy relationship with money.
So it's about understanding how money works, yes.
Yeah.
But it's also about overcoming limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
adopting a positive mindset,
Right.
and believing in your own ability
Yes.
to achieve financial success.
It's about seeing money as a tool for creating the life you want,
Right.
not as something to be feared or worshipped.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the principles
Yeah.
and the mindset shifts that Kiyosaki advocates for in Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yep.
But what about putting it all into practice?
Right.
What are some concrete actions that our listeners can take to start applying these teachings to their own lives?
Well, one practical step is to track your spending for a month.
Okay.
See where your money is actually going.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by how much you're spending on things that don't really add value to your life.
It's easy to let those little expenses
They sneak up on you.
sneak up on you.
Yeah.
But they can really add up over time.
Oh, they do. They do.
Right.
Once you have a clear picture of your spending habits, you can start creating a budget
Okay.
and identifying areas where you can cut back.
And then you can redirect those funds towards building assets, whether it's investing in dividend-paying stocks, starting side hustle, or even just paying down high-interest debt.
Exactly.
Right.
Another practical step is to start educating yourself about different investment options.
Okay.
Kiyosaki talks about the importance of building a diversified portfolio,
Yeah.
but it can be overwhelming to know where to begin.
Right.
There are tons of resources available online at libraries and through community courses.
Okay.
You can learn about stocks, bonds,
Mhm.
real estate, mutual funds,
Right.
and other investment vehicles.
And remember, you don't have to become an expert overnight.
No, absolutely not.
Start with the basics and gradually expand your knowledge.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Right.
Talk to financial advisors, mentors, or friends who are knowledgeable about investing.
Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of taking action.
He does.
Don't just sit on the sidelines waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Start small, take calculated risks, and learn from your experiences.
He encourages readers to get their feet wet,
Right.
to experiment with different investment strategies,
Yeah.
and to find what works best for them.
And remember, building wealth is a journey,
It is.
not a destination.
Right.
There will be ups and downs.
Yeah.
But if you stay focused,
Yep.
disciplined, and keep learning, you can achieve your financial goals.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And one last thought.
Yeah.
Don't forget to enjoy the process.
Oh, that's so important.
Building wealth shouldn't be a chore.
No.
Find ways to make it fun and engaging.
Yeah. Celebrate your successes.
Yeah.
Learn from your mistakes.
Right.
And surround yourself with people who support your financial journey.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And remember, the ultimate goal is to use your financial resources
No.
to create a life
Yeah.
that is fulfilling
Right.
and aligned with your values.
Yeah. We've covered so much ground in our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I know.
From the basics of, assets and liabilities
Yeah.
to the power of mindset
Yeah.
and the importance of financial education.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we've barely scratched the surface,
Right.
but this book really packs a punch.
It does,
What's striking me now is that Kiyosaki's message
Yeah.
isn't just about getting rich.
Right.
It's about achieving true financial freedom.
That's the heart of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's not about, the number in your bank account,
right.
but about having the power to make choices,
Yeah.
to pursue your passions,
Right.
without being limited by financial constraints.
It's that feeling of security, knowing that you're not trapped
Yeah.
by your circumstances, that
Yeah.
you have options
Yeah.
and can,
Design life.
design a life that's truly aligned with your values.
Yeah.
He talks about building a life where your money works for you. not
Yeah.
the other way around.
Exactly.
That's a powerful concept.
It is. It really is.
Right.
Imagine having the freedom
Yeah.
to pursue a career you love, even if it doesn't pay a fortune,
Right.
or to, spend more time with your family,
Yeah.
or to travel the world without constantly worrying about the cost.
Right.
That's the kind of freedom that he's talking about.
And he argues that this kind of freedom is achievable for anyone,
He does.
regardless of their background or current financial situation.
Yeah.
It's about adopting the right mindset, acquiring the right knowledge,
Yep.
and taking consistent action.
And that's what makes this book so inspiring.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a call to empower yourself,
Right.
to take control of your financial destiny,
Mhm.
and to create a life
Yeah.
of abundance and purpose.
It's about breaking free from the limitations of, like,
Traditional thinking.
traditional thinking
Yeah.
and embracing the possibilities that exist when you open your mind
Right.
to new ways of creating wealth.
Yeah. As we wrap up our deep dives,
Okay.
I want to leave our listener with a challenge.
Okay, I like it.
Kiyosaki asks us to question everything we've been taught about money.
Yeah.
He wants us to think critically
Right.
and to explore alternative paths
Yeah.
to financial success.
So here's your challenge.
Okay?
What one belief about money
Yeah.
has been holding you back?
Ooh, good question.
Is it the idea that you need a high-paying job to be wealthy?
Right.
Or that investing is too risky?
Yeah.
Or that you're just not good with money?
That's a common one.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you identify that limiting belief, challenge it.
Yeah.
Ask yourself,
Yeah.
is this really true?
Right.
Or is this just a story I've been telling myself?
Kiyosaki would argue that most of these beliefs are just that, stories,
Yeah.
narratives that we've internalized,
Right.
but that don't necessarily reflect reality.
And once you start questioning those stories,
Oh, yeah.
you open up a whole world of possibilities.
Absolutely.
You start to see opportunities
Yeah.
where you once saw limitations.
Right.
You begin to believe
Yeah.
that financial freedom is attainable,
Yeah.
that you have the power to create the life you desire.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad is more than just a personal finance book.
Right.
It's a blueprint
Yeah,
for personal transformation.
it is.
It's about changing your mindset,
Yeah,
challenging the status quo,
right.
and embracing the power of possibility.
It's about taking control of your finances.
Yes.
Not just to accumulate wealth,
Right.
but to create a life
Yeah.
that is meaningful, fulfilling, and aligned with your values.
So go out there,
Yeah.
explore,
Yeah.
learn,
Yeah.
and take action.
Yes.
The journey to financial freedom starts with a single step.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
You don't.
There are countless resources and communities available to support you on your financial journey.
Yeah, seek out mentors.
Right.
Connect with like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
And never stop learning and growing.
We hope this deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad has sparked your curiosity,
Yeah. Challenge those assumptions.
challenged your assumptions,
Yeah.
and inspired you to take charge of your financial future.
Yeah. Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep diving deep.
Keep diving deep.